Hey guys, it's me. I'm just coming at you with a little bit late 1 week new dreads update. Since I made my new dreads and since you learn new things every time you make dreads, I thought I would share what I have discovered. So, first off, I've been washing my hair quite a bit, and if your new baby dreads don't look this tight or they're still kind of loose, by all means, gently wash your hair. Don't like scrub the shit out of it for a couple weeks until it has a little bit of chance to lock up. If your hair is looser, it will still lock just fine. I mean, some people do free forming or neglect, where they go from totally free flowing hair to like all this biz. But so you don't have to worry about your hair not locking up. But mostly I want to talk about how I'm showering my hair. And since I've been exercising, I've been washing my hair a lot because I like to wash my hair a lot. I've discovered that a kind of better way to wash it is to take your shampoo in one hand, whatever shampoo you use, scrub the top of your head and scrub down. And normally I just take shampoo and I like slap it on top of my head and start rubbing it in. But I always noticed that afterward on my past sets of dreads, that would actually like leave the back of my head kind of oily, like the soap wouldn't get quite all there. So I decided I'm gonna do shampoo, rinse, and repeat on my head. And so for the rinse and repeat part, I just flip my head over and I slap the shampoo on the back and I scrub it in, and now my hair is like really soft and clean and nice. I've noticed also that the roots are actually locking a bit better with washing my hair this much shampooing and scrubbing at my roots. Like they feel kind of like they're more mature than I would expect at 1 week. So that's kind of cool. Like I'm feeling this one in the back. I don't know if you can see, but let's see. Can you see it? This one in the back has like, yeah, I hope you can see that. But that one in the back, like the root feels all like loopy and matted, and that's great. So yeah. And I've been practicing what I preach. I've been popping my locks every day. Again, just like running your hair through, your fingers through your hair rather, and getting it all clear. And yeah, I'm just really happy. I did a count of my dreads. I've got 51. So that's the new norm for me, and I don't think I want that many more. When I had like 90, having that many dreads in a straight hair texture is like an extreme pain in the ass. So yeah, I really envy people with like kinkier hair textures that can do like comb coils, have like 200 locks and look amazing, because yeah, but my dreads look just as amazing. And another thing I read that's kind of interesting is about like hair chemistry. So the structure of your hair strand is permanently constructed of disulfide bonds. And I learned this from a Smithsonian Institute article. So because of these disulfide bonds, you get straight hair, wavy hair, curly hair, kinky hair, or, somewhere in between those four categories of hair. And those disulfide bonds determine that structure. And those disulfide bonds can only be changed chemically. So chemically, if you take a relaxer, a straightener, or a chemical relaxer, or if you get a perm, that's going to permanently alter your disulfide bonds in your hair. It's going to break them up and reset them in a way that is more appealing to you. And so in doing that, that chemically alters the structure of your hair, which will actually change the shape that your hair is in when it's, in its natural state of being. So, because some people will ask questions like, if I have curly hair and I get dreads and I comb it out, will my curls stay? And based on the knowledge I have, the answer to that is yes, because dreading your hair and knotting it is not a chemical change. In fact, I learned from the same Smithsonian article that hydrogen bonds, which come from water in the air and humidity, which is why your hair gets more frizzy, because there's more hydrogen, more water in the air to make these bonds increase and make your hair a bit shorter. Hydrogen bonds are just like water bonds, to keep it simple. And because of hydrogen bonding, your hair maintains a certain shape when you flat iron it, when you use a curling iron on it, when you braid it and it comes out wavy, or when you do a twist out on your very coily hair and it comes out a little bit with more stretched out curls. That's altering the hydrogen bonding structure of your hair, which has to do with, water, your hair getting dry and getting wet again. And that is not a permanent change. That's more along the lines of a physical change or a weak chemical change. So if you comb your dreads out, they will be pretty frizzy when you first take them out, at least if you have straight hair. If you have coily hair, it generally seems to go right back to the shape it was, as far as I've seen. But if you have straighter hair, or curly hair, or wavy hair, but not quite super coily or kinky, and you brush it out, your dreads are going to be really frizzy, and that's because of the hydrogen bonding that's created that weird shape in your hair. But the good news is that after you take your dreads out, you can go in the shower, wet your hair down, condition it, give it a nice deep condition, and as your hair dries, it should return to the structure it was before you made dreads, because dreads are a physical change to your hair and not a chemical change to your hair. So I hope that kind of gives you guys a new little tidbit of knowledge. I hope I'm conveying the information from that article correctly to you guys, and I'll include the link to the article below because I thought it was great. I'm studying chemistry and I've been like going crazy over understanding hair chemistry, so this made me really happy. And it also made me able to answer that question with some certainty. If I have curly hair and I take my dreads out, will my hair still be curly? If I have straight hair and I take my dreads out, is it going to be straight? Well, there's a possible answer in that article, which is really cool. Do I have any other news? I have put a bead in one of my dreads, and I know on Dreadlock Info I always tell people don't put beads or decoration on your baby dreads because it will make weak spots. Well, have a look. Have a look at this. See this bead? The dread is nice and thick here, and when I move the bead up, it thins out. It gets a lot thinner. You see that difference? So, yeah, I don't know if you can super see it. You can see it kind of there. The bead has created kind of a weak spot. The hair underneath the bead is locking slowly, but it isn't locking quickly or amazingly, and I'm leaving this in intentionally because I want a permanent marker of roughly where I started my dreads. So I understand that once this bead is in, it's probably not going to come out until I brush my dreads out. Like after this dread is thickened up, that bead can't come out unless I brush my dread out and take it out. So yeah. And I have my boyfriend's hair back in my dread. He just left to another area, so I miss him more often than normal, so I like to have this little memento in my hair. But yeah, so unless you want this shit to happen, don't put a bead in your new dreads. And that's why I tell everyone that, is because it does indeed create weak spots. It does indeed hinder locking a bit. So there you are. And I think that's all I have to say for now. I hope that you learned something from this. I hope you understand it's great to shampoo your hair, and sometimes shampooing your hair helps your roots to lock a little bit even because it's nice and clean and can build up that friction. But yeah, and I hope you learned that it's okay to condition your hair. Did I talk about that? Let's talk about that for 1 second. So when I was making these dreads, I had just done a vitamin C treatment to try to remove the color from my dreads, and it didn't work at all, and it made my hair smell like rotting cabbage. I should make a video about that in a minute. But basically the ends were so dry and brittle that when I combed this part out and I was redoing it up to a weak point, I just had a pile of little broken hairs on my desk because like they were just breaking off. They were so brittle. So you can take a thing of conditioner like this much and just run through your hands and run it just through the ends of your dreads and leave it on for like 30 seconds to a minute in the shower and rinse it out, your hair will thank you. It's always more important to have healthy, hydrated hair than it is to have locked hair. Maybe I'll make a longer video about that. But I think that's all I have to say this evening. So thanks for sticking with it for this whole 10 minutes. I hope you guys enjoy your dreads too. Yeah, boy! Alright, take care. Have a good night. Bye, everyone.